Don't hide it, you're already a certain age, aren't you? I know it, I can see it, I can feel it. And at times you wonder if you've succeeded in life. Work, family, okay. But the question to find out is simple. Do you have an arcade machine? Not yet? Then check out this video to learn more about the Easy Arcade machine. So, what you need to know if you order one. First of all, you won't be receiving a machine. You'll be receiving a gaming system. Yes, Easy Arcade will already be sending you a game box, Argon or Retro box, depending on what you've requested, which you can use to have fun on your TV while you wait for your terminal to arrive in a few weeks' time. And then hello 130 kilos of package. The machine you'll receive will be superbly packaged with pallet-style protection. Plenty of bubble wrap everywhere, fragile stickers here and there, and above all, especially for me, no trouble at all with the carrier. And you yourself know how rare it is these days. The Easy Arcade terminal was delivered in less than a week, and I received a phone call from the carrier to set up an appointment for delivery. Normally, given the size of that thing, it did not fit in my letterbox. Honestly, I'd give that an A. Now let's talk about the beast. Well, the terminal itself. It's a big, beautiful baby to say the least. Very classy. Its dimensions? 1.82 m for a 90 kg machine. Doesn't that sound like a dream? She's 70 cm wide and 76 cm deep. It's important to understand where you're going to place it at home. Depending on the options, you'll get a terminal with a 24 or 27 inch screen. For the non-specialists, that's a diagonal of either 60 or 68 cm. Speaking of the screen, it's a Philips IPS LED panel. And if you don't know what IPS is, it's not a new transporter. It's a technology with excellent color reproduction and a wide viewing angle, so you can play with several people. The screen is protected with safety glass. The rest of the structure is made of thick melamine with T-modeling edges and a choice of colors. And you don't know what that is either? Well, I didn't know before either, but in fact, it's the moldings that give your terminal a lot of character. As for the panel, it's a solid piece of metal, quite classy. Oh, and the fact that we're talking about the panel, there are 10 buttons per player. 8 plus 2 buttons, start and select. The stick is also by Sanwa, and there's a choice of colors to choose when you want to spell yourself. There's also a remote-controlled LED backlight on the front plexiglass, so you can choose the color you like best, or mix the colors if you're a little indecisive. Personally, I received the promotional package with the Easy Arcade stickers, which I think are very stylish and go everywhere, but you'll have a choice of designs featuring the biggest retro JV hits, Pac-Man, Street Fighter, you get the idea. These are full stickers and the quality is top-notch since they're waterproof, sun-resistant, and thick. Small wheels are also fitted on the back for easy transport. Considering its weight, this is highly appreciated, and you also get adjustable feet on the front in case your floor is wobbly. If you're interested, you can even add more wheels if your terminal is destined to travel a lot, or if you plan to take it with you to the beach. For sound, you'll have overhead stereo speakers as well as a subwoofer. At the rear, there's a spacious lockable trunk in which the various components are stored. Personally, I would have placed it at the front, as you'll probably have to move the terminal to access it, although once everything's installed, you don't really need to touch it anymore. And what you'll find inside this mysterious chest? Heads up! Lights. First, there's the LED remote control on the front panel. Well, it's a bit cheap, but I'm not sure that's what makes it different, is it? No, what I really like is that everything is clean and tidy. You got the electrical part with the power supplies, sockets, etc. And all the connectors to link each element. Another plus is the little amplifier that lets you set the sound just the way you like it. Next, you'll need to connect your system, either your Argon or your Retro box. The Argon will be supplied as standard, but if you want more games and, above all, more power, you'd better include the Retro box 1 or 2 Tera. Connection is a 4-step process. The power supply, the HDMI socket for image, the mini jack for sound, and the USB, so you can control it all with your arcade stick. It would be a shame to forget. There's also a small, quite silent fan to cool the whole system down a bit, and a master switch on the back. About that, I didn't quite understand because it lights up on mode, the normal one, but also in off mode. To turn everything off, basically you have to unplug it. Grade A. I could have been critical on the switch that's always on, but frankly, having already worked on the inside of the terminal, this one's clean as a whistle. Respect. Well, I'm not going to too much detail here because we've already covered both the Argon and the Retrobox, so I invite you to check out our link videos. Depending on the game system you choose, you'll either get a Recalbox or a Batocera. Don't worry, the two front ends are cousins and have a lot in common in terms of navigation. Then you'll have to configure the buttons on your terminal, but it's really not that complicated since the manual explains how to do it. And you have to admit that the enhanced functionalities enabled by Argon or Retrobox are less intuitive with an arcade stick than with a joystick. But let's be consistent, the aim is quite different. Arcade frenzy. And there's no problem there, Parker. The sticks, the buttons, the screen, everything is of excellent quality, and the sensations are bound to recall those experienced many years ago in arcades or smoky cafes. It's an unparalleled thrill for anyone who has lived through that blessed era, and it's all enhanced by the accessibility of Argon or Retrobox. Wi-Fi connection, 4-way play with Bluetooth controllers, impressive number of systems and games, increased functionality with save states, cheat codes, rewind, customizable skin, grade A. Yes, the idea of having both a home game system and a terminal that can be easily implemented is a great idea. It keeps the weight down and lets you use your system in the same way. Well, I'd give it just a small A- because you'll still have to remap the keys between a controller for playing on a TV and the kiosk panel. What's my opinion on the terminal? I've had a Jap terminal for a number of years, playable in seated mode, but like many, it's true that, as a kid, I mostly played on elevated terminals like the one at Easy Arcade. It's a really nice feeling, and I really enjoyed rediscovering the accessibility of the Recalbox or Batocera systems on this machine. Clean and classy, it'll look great in your geek room or in a company's living room, adding a serious touch of conviviality. Of course, it's not for everyone. In a 4th floor apartment with no elevator, I think you can forget it. Price-wise, I've had a look at the competition and it's as honest as it can be. For the same format, the price often extends $2,000. Here, the standard model costs €1,700. Of course, if you add the big screen, the wheels, and if you upgrade to the Retrobox 2TB system, the price can clearly go up. It's up to you. Personally, I think that with the Argon alone, you've already got what you need in terms of pure arcade fun. But for less than €2,000, you've got yourself one hell of a kiosk, and it's got to be said, it's got a lot of bang for your buck. So, are you tempted by the Easy Arcade machine? If so, go to easybornarcade.com to place your order. You'll be able to choose your terminal's features as you wish, and it's totally possible to pay in 3 times, free of charge, which is quite something. Easy Arcade offers plenty of tutorials, and it helps to get you started on your own video gaming experience, which, with this terminal, is sure to be a memorable one.